Hello, Taurus. Welcome, welcome. Oh, Gemini season. Hopefully it's gotten your energy up a little bit. I was talking to Aries, they're becoming the gurus, but I think you guys are becoming the philosophers. That Chiron in the 12th house is teaching you a lot of wonderful things. And when we are taught wonderful things and when we learn wonderful things start to happen in our lives. Ace of Cups. Revival. I think it's a revival of energy. Maybe Taurus season kind of kicked. I know you have solar return and all that, but Taurus season is kind of a slower time. Gemini season speeds up a lot. And when things start speeding up, things start coming in. And things start feeling like blessings, and you actually start feeling a lot of gratitude for a lot of stuff. You feel gratitude for the hardships. You feel gratitude for the good things too. And the more and more gratitude you put out there, the more and more space you create. It's a snowball effect. There's a quality of peace that comes through with the Ace of Cups. There's a quality of joy. And potentially new love could be coming in if that's something that you're wanting, or some kind of a new creative endeavor. Could be something that you do commercially for business, or in your free time, some kind of hobby that you start taking a lot more seriously because you find that it's a spiritual outlet for you. So that's a great way to start the reading. Okay. And here you are. Card of Taurus. There's nothing but abundance coming through so far. So if you're feeling like you're living in a state of scarcity, if you're feeling like you're stressed about money or stressed about being alone or whatever, take a gander, take a look around, and take a look at what you've actually really got. Because these two cards tell me that you have a lot. I have this feeling that you're taking on this quality of being the generous one, with the King of Coins coming out upright. You are the one whose cup genuinely runneth over. So people may be coming to you and saying, Taurus, I need your advice. I need your help. Maybe they need money, right? Maybe they need, or are feeling like they want your attention, Taurus sitting firmly in their throne, beautiful. Feeling self-reliant, feeling like they've got all that self-care going on. And when you're in your zone, when you're in your vibe, people tend to gravitate toward that. A lot of people are kind of all over the place. There's a lot of truthfulness going on. But there's also a lot of wandering going on too. Gemini season can be very disconnected for certain people. So you may be attracting some disconnected people as well, because they're drawn to the stability. They're drawn to the abundance. So, you've got to kind of keep your guards up a little bit and only really deal with people that you genuinely trust. If you're trying to put faith in someone, like a new relationship, and you're trying to open up and trying to be do this together instead of the whole self-reliant thing, you might be finding that a little bit difficult. But also at the same time, if you're conscious of it, then, your heart will open up organically. So let's see what else comes out though. Yeah, these are the disconnected people. What did I just say? Of course. It's just a little bit of drama. Gemini season can be very dramatic for a lot of people. It's usually very productive, though. Drama comes out for a reason. You've got all this third house activity with the stuff in Cancer. We'll be making our way into the third house in the next couple weeks. So, yeah, communication comes out. Things are said. Things are done. And that's good. It should get done. And I think that you're not afraid to face this Five of Wands. You're not afraid to hurt people's feelings. You're not afraid to say it like it is, because you know that if you sit and rest in that fear, then the goals don't get accomplished, right? You don't tick off those check boxes of the things you got to do. So, the only advice I have is to just be gentle. If you are the one giving advice, or you are the one that is annoyed by someone else, be gentle, be kind, because I think people are very delicate right now. The ego it's not all tough. Like people are projecting this essence of being all tough, but they are doing that as kind of a defense mechanism. So you do kind of need to be a little bit kosher, okay? A little bit PC and diplomatic and all of that. You may be finding yourself getting caught up in a little bit of drama too, just simply because like, it's kind of like you got to make your way through it, so you got to go into it knowing that, okay, there's drama, okay, there's an argument in the relationship, there's office politics stuff, but you got to dive in, you got to tackle it head on, you got to get your hands dirty and do the dirty work in order to like resolve the stuff. Although I think that you have this mission to resolve it because you're like kind of sitting so high and you're kind of like, I don't want to lower myself. I don't want to lower my vibration. And you can deal with this kind of stuff without lowering your vibe. You don't have to come down, quote unquote, to people's level. You don't have to play the dirty fight or do anything like that. But at the same time, you do kind of got to get in there and take care of it. So here we have the Eight of Swords. I think you're kind of operating in faith at this point, right? You're operating with kind of the knowing that if you get into that Five of Wands, you stir up the pot a little bit, take care of it, you might not know exactly the outcome. And maybe that's kind of why you've been a little bit resistant to the Five of Wands up to this point. You've been resisting saying the things or doing the harsh thing, simply because I don't know that you're really ready to take a loss at this point. So here you are facing the Five of Wands, and you're like, if I really pull the trigger on that, it's possible that someone might leave, or this person that I really care about might stop liking me, or it's possible that this could end, or I could get cut out of the circle, right? So I think there's some social kind of considerations going on, your place in the social circuit. And that might be why the resistance, that might be why you feel like your hands are tied, because on the one hand, this, on the other hand, that, and you're kind of going back and forth, sort of weighing options. But at the same time, you also know you can't just stay here, bound up, feeling suffocated. Because this can be a very suffocating energy for Taurus. Taurus, in general, does not like to be in in this kind of shaky ground. Like they need the solid ground. And I think you would much rather be in that whole philosophy vibe and thinking on high level, Jupiter in the 8th house, thinking on that whole high level kind of deal. Saturn and Pluto in the 9th house too. I mean, you have a lot of kind of interesting philosophical placements going on. So I think that you'd rather be sitting high up there. But this is Gemini stuff. This is like the down and dirty. It can't always be so up here. Unfortunately. Gemini season, I think, is going to really pull you down into that Five of Wands, just simply because there needs to be cleanup. Clean up with your little community. There could be an apology coming your way. If you do get your hands dirty and get rustled up a little bit in that Five of Wands, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think there's going to be a loss unless other cards come out that suggest otherwise. But as it stands right now, I think people are going to say, okay, Taurus, you're right. Totally get what you're saying. I accept what you're saying. It was hard for me to hear, but I get it. And, they may have some feedback for you too. So it's not all them. This is not a blame game. It's not all them. This, I think, is maybe an equal exchange, an equal apology, although, again, delicate. And it's kind of a 1 foot in, very cautious, like, let me just reach out and see if Taurus is going to respond. If not, okay, like, no one's really putting themselves on the line here with the Page of Cups. It's not full vulnerability. It's not full exposure. You might be doing the same kind of thing. I have a feeling you are the one, though, that really puts a stop to the Five of Wands. You're the one that comes in like the bull in the china shop and just is like, look, guys, this has got to stop. Once the dust has settled, that's when this energy comes through. Probably later on, like when we hit Cancer season is when this is probably going to come. So if you had to do something recently, like in the past couple of weeks, and you still haven't heard, don't worry. Mercury retrograde is going to bring these people up out of the woodwork. People are going to be trying to make amends. People are not happy. A lot of people are going to be stressing in Cancer season. So they're going to like be grasping. So it's not the end of the story by any stretch of the imagination. Don't be afraid that it's the end of the story. It's not. It's not the end of the saga. Is that what it's been? Is that what it has? Is that what it is? It's like a saga, a trilogy of some kind. For now, just do you. I love the yellow that's coming out for you. The yellow signifying the solar plexus chakra, all about self-empowerment and confidence and just feeling a sense of pride in who you are and who you're becoming in your path and da 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 da. There's no apologies. Like, okay, yeah, you might have had to ruffle some feathers, but you're not apologizing for that because this was kind of nonsense to begin with. So whatever you had to do to put a stop to the nonsense, you don't have to apologize for that. You know, you don't have to. You might want to soften the blow a little bit and kind of open the door for communication, but you have nothing to apologize for. I think there were a lot of things that were justified, you know, and people, and it goes the same both ways. Two-way street, all the way. And the Fool is a suggestion of just continuing doing whatever it is you're doing with your job, with your work, with your free time, with your children, just to be fully invested in the moment as much as possible and to not, again, it's not about worrying about the outcome because the story's not over. It's not final. There is no punctuation mark as it stands, right? This is more of like a two-part sentence, like da 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 and da 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 da, but we don't have the second part of that yet. Okay, that's what this is all saying. It's coming to that. The resolution will be to be determined. Enjoy your life. I don't see a huge deal of stress with the Five of Wands, at least. This is good. It could be some kind of work problem that's just like a nuisance more than anything. It's more like just kind of I can't believe I have to deal with that. It's so annoying because it's so childish. Five of Wands is so childish. So keep doing what you're doing. Follow your gut instinct. Your gut instinct is really guiding you very well right now. Eight of Wands, beautiful. There's swift move. I think this card came out for Aries as well. I love the Chiron in Aries for everybody. For you and Aries specifically because it's such a huge part of your makeup, right? For you, it's your 12th house. You're healing. Wherever there was fragmentation, it's all coming together. You're dealing with stuff, and as you deal with stuff and as you purge and get rid of emotional trauma and psychological trauma, and you completely shed yourself of any of that kind of stuff, you find that life moves forward faster. So that's why I think you're like not afraid to deal with this at all, because it's like, let's not let this build up. Let's not let this get worse. Let's not let this come to a head in Cancer season when we know it's going to be like way worse than this. Let's nip it in the bud, take care of it now. And it's not about withholding the attack. It's not about withholding the attack because you got to kind of show people what they're dealing with up front. Like people might not know that they're dealing with a bull, right? They might think it's just like a calf or some kind of like, oh, Taurus is so sweet normally. They're so cool. They're so chill. But we know that Taurus on the underlying surface, I mean, they're like steamy. They're passionate, they're driven, they're sexual, they have all this kind of like obsessive stuff. I mean, they hang on to stuff, right? So let's not do the hanging on thing and let's just push it forward. Let's show people what's on the table. Because when you do that, life is just going to line straight up. And I think you have many, many, many blessings coming to you when you do that. I genuinely believe that. This Ace of Cups represents so many different things. It's not just a romantic thing. It's not just like a little boost in your good feelings. It's a lot of things. It can snowball, as we see with the Eight of Wands. It can be like a new relationship coming in and a promotion and a pay raise, and maybe you finally get approved for that house that you've been wanting. Like, it's like one after the next, after the next, after the next. Probably on the other side of eclipse season, but still, like, it's all on its way. Don't feel like it's just, here's a reading for just June and it's just the June energies. A lot of this extends 3, 4, 5 months out. So you have 3, 4, 5 months ahead of you to expect Ace of Cups kinds of things. So that's exciting, right? I mean, who doesn't love that? I think it's important for you to make it very clear your perspective. Like, my side of the story is this. This is how I'm perceiving this. This is how I'm seeing this. And allow people the space and the freedom in a non-judgmental environment to speak their truth, speak their perspective, you know, get the whole picture first as much as you possibly can. They may surprise you. There are emotions here. It's very easy for someone, you or the other people or person, to easily commit to a feeling without all the information. That's what the Eight of Swords is really all about. When you commit to how to feel before hashing it out, when you jump the gun and say, well, I'm really pissed because so-and-so did this, but you might have absolutely no context as to how that person came to be. The thing with like Gemini season is it usually there's a lot of face value stuff. Gemini is all about knowledge and information gathering. So if you can use that vibe to like do a little bit more research, do a little bit more digging, and not take stuff at face value, you're going to be doing yourself a lot of favors. Working into Cancer season, you're going to need that depth and that breadth of understanding, okay, in order to deal with stuff. So committing to an emotion is not a good idea. Committing to negative emotions, definitely not a good idea, because I think that would be unfounded and you're just doing yourself a disservice, right? So say what you got to say, do what you got to do to deal with this, and then let it unfold, I say organically, right? Because they're going to try to reach out to you, probably via text, in a really soft kind of way, in a humbled kind of way. They're going to be apologetic. You are going to be apologetic. And then you'll be able to make like, okay, I know how to feel about this. And probably you're going to feel a lot more calm about it if you do it that way. So there's no need to get all worked up. We know that the Aries is back there for you, right? Subconscious Aries, like you're a passionate bunch for sure. So yeah, the Tower. Everything's going to shift, no doubt about it. This is probably going to happen once we enter the end, like the last part of June. We have the Neptune retrograde coming, same day, Sun enters Cancer. So, you know, I mean, I think we are sort of operating under some disillusionment. Everybody is, because the Neptune is in shadow. So everybody is operating in some disillusionment. Everyone is operating from their own idea of what they think is happening, and it's not. That's why your philosophy is going to be really great. This whole Taurus philosopher thing, keep it as high level as possible and be open to any and all possibilities. This is going to feel like nothing. Your whole perspective is going to change over the course of the next month. So don't lock yourself in. Okay, let's go ahead and put the camera down. Let's see what else we've got for you guys. Flip this over. There we go. I'll take this one here. Prince of Wands. Okay, that's probably who you're dealing with. It's like a King of Wands in the other deck, okay? So 2 kind of kings coming through. And the 7 of Wands. So 5 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Luckily, they're not the sword energies. You know, they're not as harsh, but it is requiring some kind of action. It is requiring some kind of courage and strength. Valor. This card is called Valor, right? You are being required to stand up and to defend, but it is best to not be on the attack. You can bring things to people's attention, but you don't attack people. People's egos are super, super fragile, right? This is the Leo energy, the Leo archetype coming through. I suspect this is the other person, okay? They're coming through as proud, okay? Definitely a lot of pride. They're coming through as maybe a little bit self-centered. I don't do reversals with these, but I'm getting with the 7 of Wands, you know, someone who's really, really protecting their belief system. And they don't really have a lot of justification for their belief system. This card is ruled by Mars. It's a very Mars kind of energy. Okay? Actually, numbers 5, 6, and 7 are all associated with the fixed sign of their element. So Leo, right? Fixed fire. Leo, here it is. So, you know, this person is very much, they're just only thinking about their own well-being. They're not being mindful. And they legitimately have no information. They have no context whatsoever. They're fighting. I think this 5 of Wands is so silly. Like, everyone is fighting for no good reason. There's no good reason. People are standing up for things simply based on an illusion. So you just gotta nip it in the bud. Oh, Leo, I will. Okay, yeah, so the Leo energy, and honestly, you tapping into your own Leo energy, Leo being especially important to you because it's on your 4th house cusp, right? Strong driving force with you. But I think this is a higher level, right? Of just the fact that it's the I will. The will to transcend and the will to tap into the philosophy. Leo is also a very lucky sign. Usually things come to a Leo or the Leo part of us easily. We enjoy good fortune a lot of times when that card comes out. So I think this will have a good turnout is really what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying all that. Because I think this scenario, this storyline is going to end up okay. It's going to work out all right for everybody. Align your universe. Navigate distractions. This is you in alignment. This is a distraction. There are so many things that we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. Kids stuff, silly emails at work, like even stupid stuff like email forwards that are like distractions, right? Little text messages, dating stuff. I mean, it's just like the list goes on and on and on and on. I fully suspect that with Chiron in the 12th, you're doing a lot of cleaning up and you are simplifying your life in a great way. Like, so many things are getting cut out of your life. And in so doing, you do come into greater alignment with your purpose. That's why I'm like saying it's all very high level. It's all very philosophical for you guys. South Node in the 9th, Pluto, Saturn, like your belief systems are starting to dissolve right in front of your eyes. And when belief systems dissolve, you start seeing things from infinite perspective, which is why the person that you're dealing with seeing it only from one perspective is so frustrating because they're not seeing other truths there, right? So it's important for you to exhibit compassion when you're dealing with them. Just understand They're coming at it from ego. They're not coming at it from the soul. They're connecting only with a need to validate something or to satiate some desire. They're coming at this from a state of wanting something. And I think we've uncovered the truth that wanting something usually complicates a lot of things. So they're complicating things by their desire. Okay? Now, these are the cards we're going to cover in the comprehensive. We'll usually talk for another 20 to 25 minutes. If you want to join, the link will be down below in the description. Okay, but I'd like to pull them up here so you guys can see what we're going to be talking about here. Also a card of Taurus for you guys. Beautiful. You're the tower. You yourself are the tower. I think you're creating that tower on purpose. You're doing it on purpose because you know that, like, you better do it now. Otherwise, it's going to get real bad if you wait. That Five of Wands is not sustainable. Not in, yeah, okay. So it is and I just happen to see that on the bottom. I'm not going to pull it, but we get a double Ace of Cups there too. So the Devil, you know, it weighs. It can get dark. Has the potential to get real dark. Okay. So much patience is required right now. I swear this is all going to be okay. It's all going to, Ace of Cups. It's all going to work out like perfectly fine. So there's absolutely no reason to stress over it. If you had to say your piece, you had to say the thing, you had to hurt someone's feelings, you had to be harsh, honest, whatever, it's exactly what they needed to hear. I genuinely don't think they thought about it, right? I see you, similar to Pisces. I called their reading drop the mic, because I think that's kind of what Pisces is doing, and I think you're kind of doing that too. You're walking into that Five of Wands, you're saying your piece, and you're leaving the room. Leaving people to just process and being like, okay, so Seven of Wands coming out twice. And people are like, holy cow, did Taurus just seriously just say that? And they're left to have that information sink in. Which is why I don't see you approaching them after. I see them coming to you. I see you being open to the communication, open to the conversation. But yeah, like, man, Two of Cups reversed, the Lovers reversed. There's a serious wedge between you and someone. And I think you put it there on purpose because it had to be put there. It had to be. That person's really going to try to reach out, yeah? Don't worry. They'll come back around for sure. No doubt. We're all good. We are all, oh yeah. Oh my God, this is amazing. Such an amazing, all the readings have been actually really amazing this month. Probably going to be a little bit more stress for Cancer season, but who knows? Maybe it's the best month of your life, right? All right, you guys, hopefully I'll see you in the comprehensive. If not, have an amazing rest of June, and I will see you at the beginning of Cancer season. Take care. Bye-bye.